Hello, Beaver County, and welcome to Your Personal Realtor. I am your host, RE/MAX Advanced Realtor, Eric McKenna, and we are here every Wednesday from 2 to 4 p.m. on Beaver County Radio. That's right, and I'm joined by my very good friend and producer extraordinaire and adopted co-host, Sir Frank Sparks.
Good afternoon, Sir Eric McKenna.
How are you, buddy?
I'm great. It's a great day.
Good to see you. I came in early today, got everything set up. Did you notice that?
I
was detained in the principal's office when I got in. How'd that happen?
I don't know. I was already there.
I know you were already in the
thinking,
principal's office. I know. When you get here at the station, and then you get summoned at the front desk that the Grand Poobah would like to see you. Just the Grand Poobah would like to see you. So that was
one of them things.
Yeah, we addressed that. Always a productive meeting. Would you not gather? Would you not?
Always.
Always a productive meeting. Friends, thank you so much for those of you who are our regular listeners. Thank you for again making us part of your Wednesday. For our Facebook Live family, we are up and running. We are running smooth, and so far, knock on laminate, we're smooth and doing a great job. I see Dave and Kristen and Cindy and Eugenio and Kimberly and so many more. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be here for 2 hours today talking real estate, talking a little baseball, and just having a whole bunch of fun. This is Beaver County Radio, 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA. This is your host, RE/MAX Advanced Realtor, Eric McKenna, again, and joined as usual by Frank Sparks. We're going to get into some great content. What we do in every show in the beginning, obviously, is we just check in with Frank. Frank's he's Mr. Beaver County Radio. Frank's here all week. Frank's on the radio more than anybody at this station. Yes, it's true. It's absolutely true. Well, I guess if you want to talk about pure hours, Pat might give you a run for the money, maybe.
Pat and Durzik both.
I don't know. Well, anyway,
it's close. Airtime wise, probably Durzik's the closest.
Well, I think the world of Matt and Pat, but still, the moniker of Mr. Beaver County Radio belongs to you.
Well, I appreciate that. You affectionately name me that.
You're also the adopted co-host of this show, which I know you just love that too.
Love it all, brother. Living the dream.
Yeah, living the dream. Friends, the last couple of weeks have been phenomenal. Your emails during the week have been very interesting. I've got a lot of commentary on the subject at hand that we have spoken about, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. We've covered a couple different things the past couple of weeks, and we're going to continue that theme today. Today's theme is going to be a continuation of what we discussed last week, and that is what you, Mr. or Mrs. Homeowner, home seller, needs to look for in a realtor. And I'm going to read a couple of tenets that I have, things that I promise to my home sellers in terms of the service I will provide. And the prior week we spoke about buyers. If as a home buyer and you're out there searching for a home and you're getting ready to select a buyer's agent, which we have talked about in great detail on how necessary and important that is. We talked about that 2 weeks ago as a very lively discussion. And an even more lively discussion, Sir Frank, was the week before when we talked about dual agency and how I, as a realtor, don't practice it, don't believe in it, acknowledge that it's absolutely legal and can be done ethically and is done ethically all the time by great realtors in southwestern Pennsylvania and all over this country. But I have some rather strong opinions about dual agency, and we talked about that. I just don't think it serves the consumer very well. And we kind of vetted that out a little bit a couple weeks ago. So it's been a really good stream of shows, really, really good stream of shows. And today we're going to continue a little more on the seller's end, and indeed what you should really think about and then search for when you're looking for a realtor to sell your home. And I don't even like the word sell anymore. I mean, really, quite frankly, with the internet and everything that's available now in real estate, I like the word market. Market your home. It's so multifaceted, excuse me. But the marketing part of my practice is extremely important to me, and I think it's important to most really great realtors, people that really take their craft seriously and want to provide the very best service, not only just on selling the property, okay? Because it isn't hard to put a stake in the yard and hang your name under the sign and say you're selling a home. That's just a small portion of what really has to take place here. So Again, to our Facebook Live audience, I see my good friend, my old good friend. I mean old, like we're both old. We go way back. Mr. Bill Morse, good to see you, buddy. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't laugh over there, Frank. You're as old as me.
No, I'm not. I got something.
By like 2 months, maybe.
Okay.
But what we do always, we kind of like kill a little time here, and I hate to use that word, but we kind of have some fun in the beginning of the show. We check in with Frank, and Frank didn't have anything exciting to talk about, but I do want to talk about what you guys have going on tomorrow here.
Right.
I'll
said
be here.
I don't invite you, so
I'm going to be here. I got to bug out around 11, but I'll be here. I'll be here.
Well, that's what time it starts is 11.
I thought it was 9. I thought it was 9 to 11.
11.
I got an appointment at 11:30. That's an That's an off the air conversation we'll have.
Starts
Frank,
11.
Frank, would you explain what's going on tomorrow on Teleforum?
All right, so tomorrow on Teleforum at 11 o'clock,
okay,
a special edition of Scott Tady's Notes on Entertainment.
Correct.
And what we're doing is we reached a milestone marker in my time here as program director and host of Teleforum. When I started out, we were at around 794 Facebook followers.
Correct.
And that was April 1st. And we hit 1,000 the other day.
Woohoo.
And so we're going to celebrate that.
That's awesome.
And we've got some great acts coming in that I haven't let out publicly, some of them.
Oh,
but
come on
some
now.
of them
Can't we have an exclusive on your personal realtor with Eric McKenna? Can we have an exclusive?
I will tell you, Scott Tady will be here. And I will tell you, one of the famous rock and roll bands of the county will be represented here tomorrout.
Well, no, walk that back. Okay, let's really vet this out. One of the greatest local Beaver County and the outlying area rock bands of all time
will be represented tomorrow.
Of all times.
Via telephone, yes.
Will be represented live.
And I will tell you who it is. If anybody on Facebook Live can give me the answer, and all I'll tell you is they're a famous Beaver County family. They toured with Van Halen in the mid-'80s. If anybody can give me that answer,
I know it.
I'll tell you.
I'm not going to say it.
Okay,
I know
but if anybody can give me that answer, then I will tell you who it is. And they're going to call it 11:15 tomorrow. And then we have
very cool.
An influence around here of great musical talents.
Yes, we do.
Another gentleman used to work at the station, Jimmy Williams, is going to be here.
Very cool.
And he is in a band. I think it's a country western style band.
Okay.
There's the possibility of another gentleman. And then one that I let slide out earlier today on purpose,
Well, do tell.
Was a great country western singer that is a local girl from New Brighton. And she is at the beginning of her career. She graduated from high school with my daughter.
Okay.
And her name is Dawn Savage. And she is going to be live in studio at 11:35 tomorrow as part of the celebration.
Now, I assume this started at 9.
No, it's only an hour because I have a guest at 9. And then Jay Woolley, who owns Woolley Bullies in New Brighton, who sponsors the show.
Is there going to be food?
Is bringing food. And Jay's also going to be here. So
I'm just asking.
Yeah, Diane Brocious will be here.
I'm just asking.
Matt will be here. Pat will be here. Everybody, all your local. And here's the best part. Our 1,000th person that liked our Facebook page will also be here.
Oh, that's very cool.
And it just so happens is one of my friends from my Facebook page is who clicked that button for number 1,000.
Really?
Yes. And it was my wife's boss. How about that?
It wasn't a nudging. It actually happened just on their own volition.
Well, you know how you go down and you invite your friends to like.
Sure, absolutely.
And that's what I did, and it just so happened. And I did that a while ago.
Very cool.
And it just so happened she clicked the button for number 1,000.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
That works out good.
So, and nobody knew until just now. So there's your exclusive.
So we have a shindig going on tomorrow, friends.
So if anybody can give the answer, I will let out who the famous rock and roll
family
is.
Go to Beaver County Radio, 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA's Facebook page. Am I correct? And you want to see it posted there, or you want them to call in?
They can do it there. They can call in, or they can do it on your Facebook Live because I'm watching.
On my Facebook Live, that's fine. And of course, friends, there's always an obstacle, right? I'm like this junior radio guy at this station. So when I come here, I think Frank does this kind of stuff on purpose. And this is show number 43. So you also, I guess he's assuming I do have some things committed to memory. Some of them.
Oh, somebody's calling you.
Oh, here we go.
You want to see if they know the answer?
Let's see if they know the answer.
Good. They're there.
All right. Hey, you're on with Eric McKenna.
Hi, Mr. McKenna. How are you?
Deborah. Now, I have a question for you, Deborah. Where have you been?
She's now in the doghouse.
I normally don't listen in the afternoons, but
okay.
Wow, you're hitting hard.
And so, I was kind of turned on, and I thought, well, I'll listen to you guys for a little bit, and then I might turn on Larry Ferrario later on.
Okay, well, I'm sharing time in your brain space with Larry Ferrario, and I'm okay with that.
That's good.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, Larry and I go back just a little bit, even before Frank took over his teleform.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Understood.
Well, let me guess this. Would it be okay if I guess?
Sure.
And before I do, the guy, the country singer, it's Jimmy Miller.
My bad. I did say Williams. You're right.
Oh.
My fault. It is
Jimmy Miller, because he does
Frank.
Traffic on KDK now.
Yeah, that's my fault.
Frank.
I know.
Thinking.
You remember I told you, Frank?
Yeah.
I think it was you. I said about the 4th of July, our 4th of July memory, and I said Sidewinders.
Yeah.
And my mom and dad's friend invited Sidewinders, and that's the name of the country group that Jimmy Miller was in.
Okay, well, he's coming tomorrow, so that's one of them.
Well, anyway, instead of me saying the name, let me guess the song.
Well, you can. What's that? Well, you can. The other Dave Bishop already has the correct name, so you can go ahead.
Oh, Dave!
You can go ahead and say he has both names correct, so you can actually go ahead and say it if you want.
This is a great segue.
Does the group sing rapper?
Well, no. See, now you're wrong because see, I did try Jimmy Ross, but Jimmy is on vacation in Ocean City, so we weren't able to get Jimmy Ross from the Jaggers.
See, that's the first person I was thinking, or I was thinking, the Love is Like the Rock. Love is like a rock band.
Don Iris. No,
Don Iris.
Donnie Iris.
No, he's down pants in that.
Well, let me try one more time. How about the Granati Brothers?
Hey! Get the bell.
Hey, 3 times the charm.
There we go.
David Granati will be calling in, and Dave Bishop was right on the nose on that one on Facebook Live. But he will be calling in at 11:15 tomorrow and talking with myself and Scott Tatey.
Yeah, I see his brother Rick in Beaver, like when he's painting buildings and stuff.
Rick
I'll tell you, he is a nice person.
Rick might be with them for all I know. I don't know because we reached out to both of them. So
that's very cool.
You know, they're really good friends with B.E. Taylor.
Yeah, really? I didn't know that. No, I'm just
be smart with me now. This is the afternoon now.
That's right. It's afternoon. It's fun time.
I'm more wide awoke now.
Oh, okay.
I see that. I see that.
See, in the afternoon, I'm more wound up than I am in the morning.
Oh, boy.
I was just asking Frank the other day, we haven't heard from Miss Deborah in a long time.
Well, don't fall off the chair because I called.
I'm standing now. Did you know that?
Also, so you were so surprised you had to get up and stand. So how are you doing? Do you like your Wednesday slot?
I do. It took a little while to get adjusted, but we're like 6-7 weeks in now, and I love it. I have to tell you. I love the extra half hour. We're now 2 full hours here on Beaver County Radio. And
yeah, that's what I've been hearing.
Yeah, it's been great. And I will tell you, there were some loyal Saturday listeners that kind of gave me a little heat for it, and we knew that was coming. We knew that was coming, but again, it was really for the benefit of the show and for the show to grow.
Well, and you said, too, that you wanted, if I remember right, you wanted to get back into, because, you have clients that you wanted to sell houses to on Saturdays, too.
A lot of home viewings, like, people are looking for homes. The weekend, obviously, is a pretty big time. And
it's a win-win situation for you because you get your clients on Saturday, then you get us on Wednesday.
That's right. And another little thing, too, I do want to note is that I get very involved with my son's baseball every year. And also, to a lesser degree, in terms of my involvement, but equally as exciting to me is my daughter's soccer. So they're typically on Saturday mornings. And needless to say, I was missing a lot of their youthful activities as well. So that's another reason why I made the move.
Well, all right then. Well, listen, I won't take up any more of your time, but I'll be listening tomorrow morning, Lord willing. And not Larry. Eric, you have a wonderful day. You and Mr. Frank Sparks.
Thank you.
And make sure you clean up all the evidence of all the sweets before Larry. See, I heard that on telephone a little bit when I came back home. I heard that, Mr.
She
Frank.
Miss nothing, huh? She don't miss nothing.
I was sitting here cracking up laughing.
Yeah,
That's
we
some funny
hide
stuff.
it.
That's some funny stuff.
Did you hide all the Orm's donuts?
No. Actually, I have some Hearst chips.
You tell them. You tell them. You tell them.
All right. Well, listen, you guys have a blessed day, and talk to you guys soon.
Thank you so
All right,
much.
we'll see you.
Appreciate that.
You're welcome, Eric. Bye-bye now.
All right. All right. Well, there you go. She didn't forget about me like you said she did.
She might have. Here you go. She's still on with us. Oh, I see why. She's hanging out with us for a minute yet. Because your Facebook Live's behind just a tad.
Oh, well, it typically is.
yeah,
Well, you know what? Before we go to break, I want to say something. I
Go for it.
got something to say.
Wow.
Very timely here that Mr. Dave Bishop, great guy. by the
Okay.
way. Friend, client, Iron Man, superhero himself. Dave Bishop is here watching, listening, and participating, I might add, which I know Frank loves the participation part of it. Dave is my newest sponsor of the show. Did you know that?
No.
Yes.
Awesome.
How about that?
Congratulations. Thank
Mr.
you,
Dave Bishop owns a company called Big Bang Comics and Collectibles on Broad Street in Sewickley.
What's some of the collectibles he has?
Oh, my. Dave, I am asking you if you have the time, if you don't have right now, if you don't have a store full of people, feel free to call in. Our number is 724-843-1888. And see, I don't have a cheat sheet over here. 724-843-1888 or 724-774-1888. Call in, Dave. Love to talk to you and ask a little bit about your business. Frank and I will do it. And
I'm going to switch you up a little bit. We're not going to use the Brothers Johnson going on.
we're using new music here. New music today on Your Personal Realtor with Eric McKenna. That's pretty cool. We can use that, but we're going to talk about Dave's business and his new sponsorship of my show on the other side of the break.
All right.
Is that cool?
That's cool.
All right, friends. You're listening to Your Personal Realtor here with Eric McKenna and Frank Sparks on Beaver County Radio, and we will be right back.
This is the Granati Brothers from 1979.
I used to listen to this stuff. Trust me.
Everybody go crazy. Everybody go crazy. Everybody go high. Everybody go high. Everybody fly up high.
1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA, along with Huntington Bank, are pleased to air a series of show entitled Huntington Business Spotlight, shining the light on local businesses making a difference in our community. Tune in Thursday, July 20th after the 9 a.m. news with special guest Colt Codner, Executive Director of Advancement and Sponsored Programs at Community College of Beaver County, and Tom Nist from Huntington Bank, putting the spotlight on local business. It's Huntington Business Spotlight Thursday, July 20th at 9 a.m. right here on Beaver County Radio, 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA.
WBVP and WMBA invite you to tune in to Sounds of Faith. Tune in Sunday mornings from 7 until 9 as WBVP and WMBA present Sounds of Faith, a mix of the best sacred music of all time. Sounds of Faith is brought to you by Crawford Tire in Beaver, City Rescue Mission, Bushy's Electric, Life Beaver County, MRS Physical Therapy, William Murphy Funeral Home Incorporated, Lutheran Services, and Rome Monument and Inspirational Gifts. Sounds of Faith, uplifting, relaxing, and inspiring radio. Sunday mornings from 7 until 9 on WBVP and WMBA.
Join us Saturday morning at 8:05 until 9:45 for the Saturday Sports Slam, bringing you the best in local sports talk.
We'll talk about the Pirates' chances in baseball's second half and what moves does Penguin General Manager Jim Rutherford still have to make.
The Saturday Sports Slam is brought to you by Rochester Manor and Villa and J&J Spratt Funeral Home in New Brighton. Join us at 8:05 Saturday morning for the Saturday Sports Slam.
Are you a racing fan? Whether you're a casual fan or a race junkie like me, or you just like to talk anything motorsports, Beaver County Radio has the perfect show, and it's just for you. I'm Frank Sparks. Join me every Saturday, right after the Saturday Sports Slam, for the lead lap from the pole position of your radio dial of 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA. Sure, we'll talk about the big boys, but our main focus is going to be just like Beaver County Radio, and we'll be talking local racing from the local tracks, drag strips, and arenas. So tune in this Saturday and every Saturday for the lead lap from the pole position of your radio dial, 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA. The lead lap is being brought to you in part by Bowling Machine, sponsors of the Bowling Hot Lap, the Pennsylvania Hot Rod Company, and of course, Beaver County Radio, 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA.
Find out what's going on in Beaver County and around the world Every weekday afternoon at noon, it's the Noonday Report with Pat Septak, an expanded look at local news with sports and special features. It's Noonday on Beaver County Radio, 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA.
WBVP, WMBA music.
That is such a great song. That is such a great song. And Frank just doesn't dig it. I don't get it.
No. It's just time for a change.
We're going to talk about it in a second. Friends, if you're just joining, you are listening to Your Personal Realtor with Eric McKenna. We are here every Wednesday from 2 to 4 p.m. on Beaver County Radio, 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA. I'm actually standing in the beautiful Lachina Drapery and Blinds factory studio here in beautiful Beaver Falls on a rather sunny day. Rather sunny, although we can't tell because the blinds are closed. They need to be.
Closed?
They need to be. I know. But just too much sun for our video production. We have a Facebook Live going on, Frank. We got multiple cameras here for the archive video, which goes on calleric.com, our sponsor, our main sponsor. I might add, this show is sponsored by yours truly's website, calleric.com. And it's a production, but we have that archival tape footage there, which I can tell by the views that we get that we're definitely doing something of value, and that's very rewarding. And for all of you who are participated in this show or have just brought us into your life over the past 43 weeks, oh my goodness, 43 weeks, my humblest thanks. We started as a science experiment with an hour show, expanded it to 90 minutes, got officially renewed for the year, which was great in January, and then the opportunity to move from Saturday to prime time, Wednesdays from 2 to 4 on Beaver County Radio for 2 full hours, and it's been very rewarding.
So what's it like out there today? Is it nice?
Yeah, it's a little muggy. I was out showing homes this morning, and bright and early, I might add, too. My first showing was at 8:30.
Huh.
Yes. You know where? I'll tell you where it was.
Where?
Washington, PA.
Oh, that's a little bit of a jaunt.
Yeah, I drive a lot. That's what I do, and I have clients all over the place. And I actually had a closing with a great couple a couple days ago. They bought a very nice house.
I saw the pictures.
Yeah, very nice house. And Cy and Jamie, if you're out there, thank you for letting me be your personal realtor, and thank you for hanging in there. We had a really interesting process here. We talk so often, Frank, about why the necessity to have a realtor. Why it's important, and all these things. And
yes.
It's important for a lot of reasons, but it can be a rather involved process. We're always hoping for the most simple transaction possible, and our jobs as realtors is to facilitate that and do our very best to make sure that's what it is, a simple process. At times, there are things beyond our control, both my clients and my control, just things that happen in real estate. We had a house that needed additional inspections. We had, there's a lot of things, a lot of moving parts in this transaction, but with the cooperation of the agent for the seller and the cooperation of my great buyer clients, and looking at all the parts from Matt Pia to Three Rivers Structural Engineering to PA Land Title, our closing company, to Leslie Raymond, my show sponsor and a mortgage extraordinaire representative. Just a very, very wonderful transaction that was very complex. At times, it can be tedious, but they got there. And we had to delay the closing a little bit, but you know what? We got it done. All the pieces were tied together. And there was another reaffirmation that, doing good business and taking things step by step by step is the only way to do it. It really is. And, keeping good communication with your client, keeping everybody in the same loop, working with wonderful people, choosing not only a great realtor to work with, friends, but choosing that realtor's referrals. Leslie Raymond, she takes care of business. Union Home Mortgage, amazing. Matt Pia taking care of the inspection and alerting my client of things that needed to be checked out on the house, things that are even beyond the scope of what he does. We brought a structural engineer in there, came in there, gave us the okay. Everything was great. We carried it out from there, had different contractors working throughout the process, and we closed. And that's a lot more involved than our typical transaction. But it was really another eye-opener to me of how important it is to have all of the parts working together, pure synergy, and also working with wonderful clients. And certainly Jamie and Cy were that for sure. So is Dave still on here? Did I lose Dave Bishop? Is he still on the Facebook Live?
Let me see. He was.
Is he still on Facebook Live, or is Dave?
Yeah, he's still there.
Well, we got a couple. We have actually 2 new sponsors today.
Okay.
To our show, and I will tell you, I have personal friendships with both of them to go way back, and they're both business people. Obviously, Dave Bishop. I'd like Dave to call in here today at some point. We'll try to nag him to get. He runs the coolest store, and I'll tell you what's kind of cool about this, Frank. Frank and I we were both entrepreneurs. We've always kind of done our own thing. So we both probably can really appreciate this. But to try to extrapolate a little bit, Dave Bishop ran a company called Pittsburgh Pinball for a long time in Western PA. And he actually would refurbish vintage pinball machines and sell them. Very successful. What happened ultimately was the collector's market of that got real tight because all these original machines kind of ran out of parts, and getting parts for them and so forth were just different. So at some point in time, when his business slowed or became very difficult to do, he decided he was going to open up a comic book store, a comic and collectible store. And guess where he did it? In Swickley.
That's a good place to do it.
It turned out to be a wonderful place to do it. But the irony was that people were giving him like a little bit of a hard time. Like, Swickley is a little bit of an upscale community. And is it going to, how can Swickley support a comic book store? This man I know, Dave Bishop, and I feel I have a lot of drive. I have a lot of, if you tell me I can't do something and it's a positive thing, I'm going to go for it. And I'll use your negativity as motivation. Well, whatever level of that I have, times it by 100 by Dave Bishop, because every negative comment he received about how it wasn't going to work fueled motivation. And right now, I'm not entirely sure, but I think he's on his 7th or 8th anniversary. I have to check that. But and ironically, he is right across the street from my brokerage at Remax Advanced in Swickley, right on Broad Street. It's the coolest store. I mean, I take my kids in there, and it's just, whether it's comic books, new. I mean, Dave laughs. He says, you want to get your inner nerd on, this is the place to come. And what's great about it is this isn't just a business person saying, oh, comics could be a lucrative business. Maybe I'll invest in a comic book store. This is a guy who lives and breathes it. You can go in there and talk comics and collectibles and all these Marvel movies and DC movies and all this stuff. He's like a cornucopia of information there, like an encyclopedia. And the place is a fun place. It's on Broad Street in Swickley. It's Big Bang Comics and Collectibles. Great to get presents for your children, your grandchildren. Hey, if you're a comic book enthusiast, get your inner nerd out and get to Big Bang Comics on Swickley. Dave, if you're listening, we'd love to have you call in today. I want to say hello to my good friend John May. He's just checking in on Facebook Live. John, how are you? Thank you so much. And, good to have Dave on board here. Good guy. We're going to have him call in and just talk a little bit about his business if he can. Dorothy, Carl checking in on Facebook Live. Hey, Dorothy, I see you. I see you out there. Thank you for the support. Appreciate it. We're going to have Dave call. The other sponsor of this show, which is awesome too, because I love the fact when contractors want to get involved with the show, and we've been very selective. And Frank and I have talked about this. We don't. Contractors are wonderful, and 90% of all contractors are phenomenal. But there's an element there that they kind of unfortunately sometimes give the contracting genre a bad name, and we have to be careful, obviously, on who we recommend here. But we have a new sponsor of the show, and it's Chris Moser Electric. That's right, Chris Moser Electric. fully insured, commercial, residential, but Chris really specializes in working with homeowners. I mean, he can do it all. He can absolutely do it all and do it wonderfully. Fully insured. If you have any electrical issues in your house, and even if you need some advice and you want to speak to someone, Chris is definitely the guy to call, without question. He's recommended by so many people. I can vouch for him personally, the work he's done for me, the work he's done for my home sellers, the work that he has come in and done for my home buyers. He does, I pull him in all different directions, friends. He doesn't do plumbing, but he does light contracting and other things, but his concentration is electric. He's a wonderful, wonderful electrician. That's Chris Moser Electric. You can reach Chris at 412-292-7455. Again, that's 412-292-7455. You can look Chris up on Facebook as well. It's the initial C period, Moser, M-O-S-E-R, Electric. C Moser Electric. That's Chris Moser Electric. 412-292-7455. If you call Chris, he can come out, take a look at your electrical question, your concern, give you a great price, and you can know that he's fully insured and the work will be done beyond your expectation. That I can absolutely assure you. Great, great guy. Give Chris a call today. Again, 412-292-7455. And I do want to mention back on Big Bang Comics and Collectibles, Mr. Dave Bishop. We're hoping to get him online here. But you can also visit Dave on Facebook, get a feel for his place as well. He's got over 2,300 likes, I think, on Facebook. I mean, he's done very, very well. That's Dave Bishop with Big Bang Comics and Collectibles in Swickley on Broad Street. And you can reach them at 412-259-8742. 412-259-8742. Big Bang Comics and Collectibles. Got to visit him. Dave Bishop, great guy. And like I said, we'll get him on. Frank, I can see it in your future. I think you're going to probably head down there. I can just see it. I can see it. I do.
I got to find out what kinds of goodies you got. Mm-hmm. I want to know what I got to come ready for.
Open that wallet, big boy.
I'm telling you. That's what I'm saying. I got to know what I got to bring with me.
All right, friends. So we've got all the formalities out. We have one last thing to talk about, and that's the rest of our wonderful sponsors on this show. We have a wonderful sponsor in Miss Dawn Morris. That's right, Dawn Morris with GypsySoulsPhotography.com. GypsySoulsPhotography.com. Portrait photographer, does a lot of fashion work. What she does with color is phenomenal. You got to go check her work out at GypsySoulsPhotography.com. She specializes in family portraits. What I mean by that is, taking from a newborn all the way up through the high school portraits and beyond. She does a lot of lifestyle photography. You got to check out her work. I mean, if you're ever in doubt of who you should call, you need a photographer in a pinch, and you want to really archive, and you want to record, and you want keepsakes, and you want to remember. You want to remember the wonderful times of your family. Dawn Morris is who you need to call, friends. I can assure you. It's 412-337-8348. Again, 412-337-8348. That's Gypsy Souls Photography, Miss Dawn Morris. And, of course, our good friends at Frags Tags. That's right, Jonathan and Michelle, Frags Tags in Coriopolis. The place to go for your notary, title, and transfer needs. Frags Tags in Coriopolis. And I have to tell you, Frank, I messed up. You wore that Frags Tag T-shirt 2 weeks ago, and I did not talk about that on air. I should have.
And I was actually out and about the other day wearing it. And
oh, really?
I had 3 or 4 different comments. What's Frags Tags?
Well, yeah, you need to send me a photo of that.
I will. It's in the wash right now, though.
Yeah, now my mic's going out, buddy. Uh-oh.
That's all, and you're fine.
Okay,
that's
now
you.
I'm okay.
You're all fine on my end.
I think I found the problem with the mic, Frank. On the back of this crazy mic I have here, there's a cord.
Probably needs a new
naturally. And if I touch this cord the wrong way and I pull on it, it doesn't. It kind of disconnects. So we'll figure that out.
I'm hearing you fine.
Okay, we're back on track. Yes. And, of course, friends, Matt Pia from Division 9 Home Inspection. Division number 9, homeinspection.com. Mr. Matt Pia, the finest, or I will say this. Let's be fair. He's one of the finest home inspectors in the Valley and our favorite here at Your Personal Realtor with Eric McKenna. If you have questions on your house or looking for a home inspection, or it's great to get a home inspection, quite frankly, even if you're not selling your house. It literally is great to have a checkup on your house, and he also provides you in the form of a report, something that you can use as the user's manual for your home as well. Would you not agree there, Sir Frank?
Yes, I would. I think it's pretty cool with that report
It is pretty cool. Yeah, it definitely is pretty cool. All right. Now that those formalities are out of the way, and we've already burned through, more show than I would have liked to, we're going to get started. Let's take our next break, Frank, and then on the other side of this break, we're going to get back into what we kind of finish up what we talked about last week, and that was what you, Mr. or Mrs. Consumer, should look for when you're hiring a realtor to list your home, and the tenants that I promise my clients before I list their home. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Got to turn it up a little bit, though. Hello, friends. This is Remaxed Advanced Realtor Eric McKenna with CallEric.com and host of Your Personal Realtor on 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA. I really hope you are enjoying today's show. Friends, did you know that I can be your personal realtor? That's right. If you're looking to list your home or buy a new home, call or text me today at 412-613-4466. That's 412-613-4466. Or send me an email at sold@calleric.com. That's sold@calleric.com. I just love it when listeners become clients. So why not contact me today and let me put my social media advertising to work for you. Together, we can reach your real estate goals. This is your personal realtor, Eric McKenna, with Remaxed Advanced Realtors and CallEric.com.
More exciting than Pirates baseball is getting a great deal on local merchandise or making extra money by selling the stuff you don't need anymore. This is Diane Brocious, host of Yankee Trader. Fantastic transactions are as close as your radio. Beaver County's original live, buy, sell, and trade radio show. Weekdays from 1 until 2. Call 724-843-1888 or 724-774-1888 to join Yankee Trader right here on 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA.
Tune in for Frontiers in Learning, this and every Saturday at noon, presented by Lincoln Learning Solutions. Join host Chris Shovlin for a detailed look at the current state of education and opportunities right here in Beaver County. Don't miss Frontiers in Learning, the weekly half-hour radio show where you might just learn something. Saturdays at noon, right here on Beaver County Radio, 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA.
Beaver County Radio invites you to make plans to be a part of the Run for McGuire, a special ride for special people on Sunday, August 6th. The ride begins at Beaver Falls right out in front of WBVP and WMBA on 7th Avenue and finishes with a fantastic celebration, gathering, and picnic barbecue at Big Rock Park in New Brighton. Registration fees are just $15 for drivers and $10 per passenger and includes goodie bags for the first 200 participants. Net proceeds go toward inspiring hope and fostering growth at McGuire Memorial. Visit BeaverCountyRadio.com for more information. Don't miss the Run for McGuire, presented in part by Double J Saloon, the Beaver Valley Auto Mall, Rochester Turners, Cycle Motion, Myers Tire and Auto Salvage, Auto Body Works, the Beaver Falls Police Association, Mazant Painting, Rickner's Auto Coach, and Beaver County Radio, 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA. Sunday, August 6th, starting at 9 with kickstands up at 11 a.m. It's a special ride for special people.
Find out what's going on in Beaver County and around the world every weekday afternoon at noon. It's the Noonday Report with Pat Septak, an expanded look at local news with sports and special features. It's Noonday on Beaver County Radio, 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA.
And we're back.
Jack.
Friends, Jack, I know. All right, smart guy.
Thank you.
I was joking, Frank. Friends, you're listening to Your Personal Realtor on Beaver County Radio, 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA. I'm your host. I am your humble host, Realtor Eric McKenna. My brokerage is Remax Advanced Realtors in Swickley. I work in Allegheny, Butler, Washington, and, of course, the great county of Beaver. And I can be your personal realtor as well. You can reach me directly to work with you directly. It's 412-613-4466. Again, it's 412-613-4466. Glad to talk to you about your real estate goals. Never any obligation, and just fantastic response so far from the great people of Beaver County in regards to this show. Friends, before we even get into this, I am just enamored here. I am being joined by the man, the legend, the person who gave me this opportunity. Actually, the initial creative drive behind this show. I mean, I think Frank Sparks had something to do with it too, but I would have to say the grand poobah, Mr. Mark Peterson. Thank you for coming on, Mark.
Well, thanks for having me. You know, it's not many times that I make my way into here. Usually they get nervous and then they kick me out of the studio. But
well, you're the grand poobah. I mean, I'm one of the few people that just kind of like, give you high fives down there. Everybody kind of like keeps their distance. There's a little, they're just keeping their distance.
I think it's that whole thing about liking or not liking me. But I know my role in the world.
Okay, so while I have you on air, this is kind of cool. This will be archival for our video. We recorded a show. We're on Facebook Live right here, Mark. We're right here on this one. No, this one.
One of them.
Okay, so
geeking up for the camera.
So I've kind of talked a little bit about the idea. You brought me the idea to me, but let's just hear straight from you. Like, how did this all come about in general? Like, just the basics of how you came up with the idea and how it happened. So they heard it directly from the horse's mouth.
Oh my goodness.
Honestly, you're the marketing genius here, so let's hear it.
This is going to sound really strange, but it is true. I was driving down the street with my, listening to a competing radio station, as I would, to hear who's advertising and who's doing what, and I heard your spot, and I did think to myself, man, I tell you what, that guy sounds like, not just a spot. It seems like he could do a radio show. I really did. I mean, I thought, is that one of their announcers impersonating? That's how it started. I thought, well, that's a guy that could probably do this. So I thought, and as you know, I threw it out there as an idea, and
we ran with it.
Yeah, that's actually where the inspiration hit. I wished I had a bigger, better story. Than
that's kind of the story I told them. So we're all in the same. Now, I will say this. I got to grill you on air because the listening body already knows I've harped on this a few times, and that is, are we going to get an upgrade in the green room hospitality refrigerator at any point in time in the near future? I'm just asking. You
mean the one up here?
Yeah.
I think I hear you're saying that would be a good thing if I can make that happen.
Not like putting you on spot in the air, Mark. Now see, the new program director, Mr. Sparks, Mr. Jack of all trades here, does have a refrigerator in his office. But he I have to kind of go in there when he's not looking because he never really offers it up to me. I just have to kind of just like go in there when he's doing commercials.
You don't have enough seniority yet to go in there.
We probably, I hear what you're saying, and
here comes the politician.
Filling up the refrigerator.
No, not just for me. We bring guests.
Right,
in,
the green room. We got to have it all ready to go.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, not that it's bad. It's just there's we bring guests in, and it's big time. Okay. We're in the Chena Drapery and Blind Factory Studio here in Beaver County Radio's palatial.
Oh, palatial
studios. I mean, this is good. I mean, and we're in downtown Beaver Falls. It's awesome here. I just, there's just once in a while you just begging for something. Begging for.
Hey, if I may, could I ask it? Could I throw a topic out?
You could extrapolate. Yes, you
okay.
could. Yes, you could.
And this is kind of off the subject of me and the refrigerator and all these other things, but. So here's the thought. Yesterday, I'm over at the barber shop here on.
You can still go to those,
and he probably.
You can still go to those.
I
right?
can still go to them. Yeah. Let me look.
I can't do that.
That's pretty tight, isn't it?
Okay.
So, while I'm in the chair, the guy talks about a person here in Beaver Falls who at one point in time, I don't know how long ago, bought 3 houses. I assume from tax sales or some other short sale or something.
Sure.
And he threw out the number of $300 a piece. And they're all falling apart and junk properties. We assume that much, and infested and probably worth knocking over. But nonetheless, properties for $300 a piece. Even if it is an exaggeration, we know that there's probably houses out there that can be bought for pennies on the dollar because of the economies of scale and condition of the house. So my question to you is: is that with the pending? Development of the Shell chemical plant and other things going on in the area. Is it prudent to look at that kind of stuff? And at what point in time is it worth the risk? Obviously at $300 a house, it's worth the risk. We don't even need to go look at it.
Okay, so this is my thoughts on the whole speculative thing. Okay, television, blogs, the internet, everything that the public is being assaulted with from every angle about foreclosures, distressed properties, tax sale liens, the whole thing. I'm not saying there isn't any validity to it, especially in the foreclosure market. There is some validity, but that isn't typically a $200,000 or $500,000 sale. But the foreclosure market in and of itself is something that I don't get involved with, to be honest with you. The reason being is unless it's a bank-owned property and they still put it on the MLS and they let us realtors get involved. Most foreclosures are gobbled up by heavy investors. They're usually paid for in cash, and the average person gets shut out often, especially in the county auctions. They literally get shut out. Bank-owned properties, there's a possibility if they put it on the MLS, they may take bids and offers on it, but you really have to have a good cash position. These anomalies you hear about, $300 properties, $1,800 properties, they're usually, from what I understand, tax situations where maybe the $300 price is real, but maybe the new owner probably has to pay a back tax bill.
Might have had
So when it looks too good to be true, it typically is. Now, if you can get in for $6,000 on a plot and maybe you have to demolish it and so forth, is it a good time to do that? I have to say yes. I had a conversation with my client in Hopewell last night that actually heard about me, found out about me on this show, I might add, and I will tell you, Mr. Barry Struble, if you're out there listening, you probably are. Thank you, sir. Proud to be your realtor. But I talked with Barry a great deal about my thoughts on the Shell cracker plant, and because everybody's got a different opinion. The politicians seem to know what's going on and what they believe. Sometimes I don't know. I can't separate the facts from what they believe to be true. Nothing against politicians, but I mean, you hear thousands of rumors. 4,000 people will influx, 2,000 people will influx.
Well, the reality is, let's say that 100 people start working there, and then the estimates are all way higher than that. It's not a bad thing. I mean, whatever they're doing down there, it's all good.
No. Don't take it negative what I'm saying. It's tremendous for Beaver County. I'm talking about people wanting to speculate on real estate, and I throw the caution out there. And I throw the caution out on a couple of different reasons. There's going to be a lot of people here that are not going to be long-term, and that is because they're constructing it. Look, I want to see what the influx of actual long-term workers are going to be in this area. And that's where I'm at it in terms of going and investing heavily. Do I think it should help the property values? Yes. But quite frankly, just talking about it, just the speculative nature of conversations helps the property values.
It increases.
Absolutely. But the actual response to that is if a couple comes to me and says, is it a good time to sell my house in Beaver County? It always is. We as a market in general don't have any listings. So yes, just by the nature of being a seller's market now, and we are deficient in our inventory, it is absolutely a great time to sell in any month. Would I say it's a great time to sell because of the cracker plant? I wouldn't direct the reason to be that, if it makes any sense.
It's just demand in general.
No question. So, Barry had asked me questions. Well, I heard one report was this, but then Eric, 2 weeks later, the report on the same matter was this. I said, well, there's a lot of misinformation. And yes, the politicians that are in communication with the company probably have the most accurate information. But again, it's speculation. And if you don't have a big cash position, if you're not sitting comfortably and can afford to potentially lose the money you invest speculating, it's not for you. Make sound real estate decisions in this market. Talk to your realtor. and do what the market shows. What the market shows now. Don't speculate on the future if you can't afford to lose it. Does that make any sense?
Oh, yes, it does. It just I was looking forward to your thoughts because it seemed like, well, buy them all and start from all.
No.
But
I get
right, it needs to be if you just like all times, if you can't afford, at least this is what I think I hear you saying, to lose all that money, it's just like it's always been. You have to enter into it with that mindset.
Well, to me, it's I told a client this one time. He was a working class guy like myself, you know. We both, you know, we weren't rolling in the huge amounts of money. And he's like, well, you know, if I get a loan for this $12,000, I think I want to buy this dilapidated property. And I think, you know, what's the value going to be if I repair it? And we vetted it all out. And in the end, after about five or six, you know, months of getting it ready, in the end, he was going to make about $3,000, and potentially after it was all said and done. I said, take that money and go to the casino tonight because you'd have just as better chance of making more money there as you would here with everything that could potentially go wrong. So, again, I'm not poo-pooing it. I just always throw caution when it comes to working with this, you know, dilapidated or distressed properties. That's all. Just my
Sounds
thoughts.
good. Thanks.
Just my thoughts, buddy. That's a good question, though. Good question. Absolutely. Frank, you give me sign language over there. He's like the 2 and 2.
No, I'm not doing nothing. Behaving.
Oh, Mr. Mark Peterson, the Grand Poobah of Beaver County Radio. In all sincerity, thank you for the opportunity. I would not have this show without you, sir. So, thank you so much.
I got to go work on
Now he has to go work and find another show.
No, he's going to the green room, try to find a green room.
The green room.
We have big
Oh
guests
my
coming
goodness.
tomorrow.
Well, you do have big guests coming tomorrow. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Oh, now I got the whole 2 and 2. I just figured it out. See, I'm getting more versed here as a radio personality, albeit very small. So, all right, friends, you are listening to Your Personal Realtor with Eric McKenna on Beaver County Radio, 1230 WBVP in Beaver Falls and Chippewa. Right?
You're somewhere close. But you can,
close proximity. Yeah. And 1460 WMBA in Ambridge.
Sure.
And Neville Island.
Oh, that's a good one.
Not bad, huh?
Not bad.
Not bad.
No.
And friends, we are going to get into some serious real estate talk. I know it's that sounds like an impossibility with Frank, Mr. Jokester, across the board here at the producer. We're going to do it the second part of the show, and we're going to talk about what you indeed should demand from a realtor when you're getting ready to list your house. You're listening to Your Personal Realtor, and we'll be back on the other side of Town Hall News.
I'm Rich Thomason.
People are hurting. Inaction is not an option.
President Trump urging Senate Republicans to pass a bill to get rid of Obamacare. Mr. Trump notes the Senate did vote to repeal and replace when President Obama was in office.
For 7 years, you had an easy route. We'll repeal, we'll replace, and he's never going to sign it. But I'm signing it.
Mr. Trump suggests GOP senators put off their August vacation till they pass a health care bill that he would be happy to sign. The president's promising his voter fraud commission will advance the cause of fair elections.
The president addressed members of his advisory commission at their first meeting on election fraud.
This commission is tasked with the sacred duty of upholding the integrity of the ballot box.
He also questioned why some states have refused to turn over extensive personal voter data to the commission.
What are they worried about? There's something. There always is.
The president promised a transparent process that will follow the facts wherever they may lead. Greg Clugston, the White House.
A Yosemite National Park official says Highway 140 into Yosemite Valley from Mariposa is closed as a stubborn wildfire rages several dozen miles from the park. The blaze threatens close to 1,500 structures. The partner of a Minneapolis police officer who fatally shot an Australian woman who had called 911 tells investigators he was startled by a loud sound near their squad car just seconds before his partner fired his weapon. An Illinois sheriff's office says a 16-year-old Minnesota runaway has now been identified as one of the victims of 1970 serial killer John Wayne Gacy. Convicted of killing 33 young men, Gacy was put to death in 1994. The Dow is up 45 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
After a rough day on the range, a fella can get a bit saddle sore. That's why I use Blue Emu Original Super Strength Cream. It works fast and penetrates deep to soothe my tired muscles and joints.
And he don't stink.
And I'll tell you one thing, I had no idea this stuff was so darn handy.
Blue Emu Original Super Strength Cream. Available at all major retailers. It works fast for long-lasting soothing of tired muscles and joints.
And you won't stink.
Weeds love your garden. They hide near flowers knowing you can't touch them. Now you can with Roundup Weed and Grass Killer with Sure Shot Wand from the Home Depot. A special buy at just $19.97. The protective shield means pinpoint accuracy, so you can target weeds without harming surrounding plants. With Roundup in hand, weeds are in trouble. Roundup Weed and Grass Killer with Sure Shot Wand, just $19.97, now at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. Valid through August 2nd while supplies last, U.S. only.
The 4 Arab nations leading a boycott of Qatar are no longer insisting that it comply with a list of 13 demands they had issued.
Mediation efforts in the crisis have so far failed, including a round of shuttle diplomacy last week by the US Secretary of State, Rex Tillerson. Ultimatums by the self-styled anti-terrorism quartet have come and gone. The original list of 13 demands on Qatar, including the shutting down of its influential television network Al Jazeera and a downgrading of its ties with Iran, have been rescinded and then reimposed. Now, 4 diplomats from the quartet say they're focused instead on 6 broad principles, still essentially singling Qatar out as a key regional sponsor of extremism and terrorism.
That's a BBC's Sebastian Usher. Lawmakers in Portugal have agreed on new measures aimed at helping to contain the fires that race through the country's forests each summer after one recent blaze that killed more than 60 people. News and analysis, townhall.com. An appeals court has overturned the U.S. convictions of 2 former British bankers for manipulating international interest rates.
The Second Circuit Court of Appeals ruled the 2015 convictions of Anthony Allen and Anthony Conti relied on evidence from testimony compelled by a court in the United Kingdom. The Fifth Amendment to the Constitution bars the use of such testimony in the United States. The 2 men worked for the Dutch banking firm Rabobank and were convicted of trying to manipulate LIBOR, the London Interbank Offered Rate, which influences interest rates on loans around the world. Allen was sentenced to 2 years in prison and Conti to 1, but both were free pending appeal. Warren Levinson, New York.
Calling 911 to report a stolen bag of cocaine, probably not the best idea for a self-described Florida drug dealer, but Okaloosa Sheriff's officials say 32-year-old David Blackman did just that, and now he's charged with possession of cocaine and resisting arrest. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Beaver County's hometown radio stations, 1230 WBVP Beaver Falls and 1460 WMBA Ambridge.
Frank, I dig it. That was good.
See, now listen to that. That's some good. That's
okay. So we're going to change. Okay, we'll talk about that in a second. Friends, you are listening to the second hour of Your Personal Realtor with Eric McKenna. I'm your humble host, Remax Advanced Realtor Eric McKenna, and I'm joined every Wednesday from 2 to 4 p.m. by the incomparable, the incomparable, one and only, Sir Frank Sparks behind the big board. You ready, Frank? This is hour number 2.
Always ready.
Oh man, this has been an interesting first. We've had Mark Peterson, the station owner, has joined us earlier here on the show. It was wonderful to have Mark on here, and I lost a little bet with Frank. I mean, I won a little bet with Frank because
true.
Frank wasn't sure Mark was going to jump on air with me.
It's unusual.
It's unusual. It is unusual. But the Grand Poobah talked a little bit about the conception of the show. I'm very humbling, and I'm always humbled that we're here with you, and I'm more humbled that people actually listen. People email me. The way to communicate is very easy. The 2 most famous numbers in Beaver County, 724-843-1888 and 724-774-1888. Sir Frank Sparks will take your call, and we will talk about any question or any idea or any comment you have about real estate in general. I am here to help. This purpose of the show is to try to demystify real estate, and for Frank and I not to make too much of a fool out of ourselves. But we do okay. We do admirably. We're on Facebook Live, and to all of our Facebook Live family, thank you so much for joining us. We are also recording this show as we do every show, all the prior 42 shows, and they're on my website at calleric.com. That's right, calleric.com. It is my site. My philosophies on real estate and how I handle my buyers and sellers and all kinds of information on real estate and about my realtor practice are there at calleric.com. I welcome you to come and visit me, find out more. And friends, if you are thinking about buying or selling real estate, your home, an investment home, if it's an estate of a family member, if you have children who are potentially buying their first home, whatever the scenario is, buying or selling, I would enjoy talking with you. You can reach me directly at 412-613-4466. Again, it's 412-613-4466. I can be your personal realtor. Love to do that as well. So, Frank, before we get into it here, did you see my blue rider signs?
Yeah, I commented the other day on them. I like
Did you? Yeah, not bad, huh?
Yeah, I
not
like that
bad.
blue.
Yeah, the blue that you're seeing behind me here, the calleric.com signs, and these are the rider signs. Now, what a rider sign is, for those that don't know, when a for sale sign goes out in the yard, the rider is where the name or the identification and information is of the agent. It goes on there. It's called a rider sign, and those are mine. Nice, big, and bold, and blue, and white, and, tells you everything you need to know. Directs you to calleric.com, and, of course, tells you how to reach me directly as well. It came out pretty well. Special thanks to Fred Signs in Ben Avon for always taking care of me and all the agents at Remax Advanced Realtors in Swickley and Robinson Township. Very thankful to those great people as well. All right, so I came in today. We have our agenda. We're going to tackle it here in a second, believe it or not. Dave Bishop, our new sponsor, Big Bang Collectibles in Swickley. On the way here, Frankie sent me a text. He said, you know what? Each hour should have a name of your show. The first hour and the second hour has a name. So think about that for a second. What's your thoughts on that? He goes, what about the Eric McKenna Power Hour? I'm like, I got a good laugh out of it. I'm not thinking that's the way to go. I like the Power Hour thing. Maybe we need to put something in front of that. So, Frank, you have some homework for the next week. Plus, it appears after 43 weeks that my intro music is just caused Frank to say, you got to change it.
It's time for it. You should have moved when we moved to Wednesdays.
Okay.
It should have been updated and moved.
You think so?
Should have moved with you.
Okay, so
out with the old, in with the new.
I got this great friend of mine, Jim Stewart. I don't know if Jimmy's listening, but if you are, Jim, you get a chuckle out of this. When we devised this show, when you, Sir Frank, and Mark and I sat down and devised this show, I went home and kind of vetted out what song was going to be. I put a lot more time in it probably than I should have wasted, but I did. And we came out with so many opportunities. And I just always loved Eric Clapton, Forever Man. That was like a great song. I thought the intro was great, cool. And after looking at hundreds of them, we came with this one. And I was very happy with that. Everybody seemed happy. And now all of a sudden, Frank's not happy. Come on, Frank. There are bigger fish to fry, buddy. So he's testing out a bunch of different songs. We had some
changed mine.
Yeah, we can. We're gonna look into it. But if any suggestions, feel free to call us. Let us know. Again, the number to participate in this show, once we eventually do get to topics here, which will be 724-843-1888 and 724-774-1888. Beaver County's most famous numbers, and those are the numbers for 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA. We're picking up where we left off last week, talking about my commitments that I make as a listing realtor. Otherwise, you call me, we sit and talk. You like my marketing, you like what I had to say, you hire me. These are the commitments that I will give to you as your listing realtor, and these are tenets that I believe all great realtors give their clients. I'm certainly not, and it's not an exclusive club with just me, because there's wonderful realtors everywhere. We talked a little bit last week about privacy and how important that is. I think that's often not talked about enough. You have a fiduciary relationship with your realtor, and you should have that privacy. Now, again, we talked about dual agency and so forth. And when you're in a dual agency, if you permit your realtor to do dual agency, it can be difficult to have a complete fiduciary relationship because, that agent may also represent a buyer that comes to bid on your house. So that's a little awkward, and I don't do it. So for my purposes, and we're going to talk about what I give my clients, I ask for good information. I ask for honesty from my sellers, but I also then commit to them privacy. I will not talk about our discussions. And if I need to provide a third-party information about you or the circumstances or whatever, I will always ask your opinion first not your opinion, your permission. Always ask your permission first. Honesty goes along with privacy, but honesty is the next tenet there. And I just state this. I'll conduct all business with you honestly. I will provide my honest assessment of your home's current market value. And I will also recommend things that may help, such as upgrades and staging and things that will help the showing that will enable us to sell the house for maximum dollar value. And of course, what we're trying to do is be ethical and honest and do good business and ultimately obtain, and for your benefit, the maximum dollar value possible based upon the current market. We want to get every dollar we can for you, as long as it's done honestly and ethically, of course. And Frank and I had a conversation last week about sometimes how difficult that is, having conversations with sellers about their home. And, I'm going to walk into many different kinds of homes. I do it all the time. Sizes, shapes, architecture, plots, everything. And I've seen just about everything I can see, quite frankly. So nothing will really intimidate once in a while I get thrown for a loop. I will tell you, I'll make a comment, I've never seen that before. But generally speaking, I've got a good grip on what's out there. And if I have to have an honest conversation, a really honest conversation with a home seller, I'm going to do it because that's what my job is. I need to be prudent. Sometimes it has to do with maybe a pet, how the pet's going to be handled during showings. Sometimes it could be a pet smell. Sometimes we live in a house for a long period of time and we just kind of get used to the way things are. And sometimes I will come in as your realtor, and once you tell me we want to sell and this is what our goals are, I'll have to tell you, hey, it's time to take the pink curtains off of the bathroom, or it's time to maybe take the plastic off the windows in the basement that you may leave on year-round. Not a big deal, but these are things that I will come in. It's not criticisms, and it certainly isn't anything personal. And I use every amount of tact I possibly can, absolutely, because this is a relationship. I'm not here to make anybody feel uncomfortable or anything. But the point is, though, you're also hiring me to do my best to help you sell your house as soon as possible for maximum market value dollar. So I need that cooperation and that honesty from my clients as well. And that's my commitment to you: privacy and honesty. The third tenet is communication, and we talked just a tad about that last week. And I'm always accessible via call or text, obviously, 412-613-4466, day or night. And I mean that. I can't guarantee when you text me or call me, I'll be there on the spot, but it won't be long after that you ask me a question or ask me to contact you. I will be there. That's my commitment to you. You can also reach me through my email, which is sold. Again, the email address is sold@calleric.com. And, of course, my website, which is a sponsor of the show, calleric.com, the sponsor of Your Personal Realtor. You can reach me all these different ways: by phone, text, email, or right through my website through a communication box. And again, it is always my goal to respond to your calls, your texts, your emails in a very, very prompt fashion. I pride myself on doing so. I do that even with my friends. And Frank can attest to this. Frank can attest to this.
Nope, don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, you're fibbing. You're fibbing. So again, the important tenets I provide my clients, and I guarantee them this, I promise them this, is privacy and honesty and effective communication. And then we get down to the big one, one of the big ones anyways, which is marketing. And the way I kind of stated on this one page that I present is, along with the strength of RE/MAX industry-leading marketing, your home will be marketed on the multi-list, of course, and to all the area realtors out there as well through all the top-tier public websites as RE/MAX and Zillow, Realtor.com, Trulia, and many, many others. In addition, with your permission, I will create, publish, and pay for I'm going to repeat that, Frank. With your permission, Mr. Home Seller, I will create, publish, and pay for advertisements that are marketing your home, and they'll be placed on Facebook and Instagram. And again, these are advertisements that I create on my own, at my own cost. Again, at my own cost, not to my seller's cost. And the idea is to get the word out about your house through social media. And what I deem to be the two most effective ways, Facebook and its other company, smaller but still effective, Instagram. I use these two platforms very well. They've been a tremendous help to me. I advertise not only the listing, which shows the property and how much it is, and it'll have the walkthrough video and all that good stuff that we do, and we'll talk about that down the line here. But all that, but when we do an open house, if we need to, if we do an open house, I will advertise the actual open house in a separate advertisement on Facebook and Instagram. I cannot tell you how effective this has been. It's been phenomenal. Been phenomenal. And we do all kinds of things. You know, this is what realtors do. Our job is that we want as many realtors out there, and the public, of course. We want as many realtors within the industry to see the property as well. And I take this very, very seriously. You know, the final part of my promise of the marketing, obviously, is to mention the house and the open houses here on my show, Your Personal Realtor with Eric McKenna, every Wednesday from 2 to 4, which is what we do as well. It's kind of an added benefit. You know, not every realtor out there has their own radio show. Am I right, Frank?
That's right.
So we want to use that to our clients' benefit as well. But I humbly submit that these marketing techniques have worked very well, and they're my commitment. And again, I will stress to you, this extra marketing, Facebook and Instagram, I really believe in it. It is done at no cost to my seller at all. Zero. And I know some of my sellers don't believe that until they actually see it, because I think the assumption is that Facebook advertising is extremely expensive, and it's not. It's not expensive if it's done right. And I've put the time in. I've taken upon the study, and I've shared ideas, and I've participated in a lot of Facebook advertising. I did it way back when I had the guitar business, and I kind of refined my ideas there. And then I kept in touch with some experts in the industry that know how to just sell on Facebook, period, whether it's guitars, real estate, whatever it is. And then I learned the back end of Facebook, and I keep refining my craft constantly, but I learned the demographics that we put in there, and we target the right people. We target the right potential buyers to help get more eyeballs, valid eyeballs on your property. And again, done at my cost and for my seller. Very proud of that Facebook presence, not only for my business, but for my clients, especially my home sellers, to feature their property. Very important. The other commitment I make as we move away from marketing, or we just turn the direction a little bit in the marketing front, is the photographs and the video. And it just very simply state to my clients, I'll take accurate and honest photos that represent your home beautifully. Now let's think about that. I will take honest and accurate photos that represent your home beautifully. And I stress this, and I stress this, and I stress this. Mr. Home Seller, I'm not going to embellish your photographs. I'm letting you know that up front. There's no perfect home, okay? I will do the best I can to accurately represent your home in the best way possible. Meaning I want the photographs to be beautiful, I want the angles to be right, but I'm not going to exploit the dimensions or the size or use ridiculous wide-angle lenses that do not reflect what someone is going to see when they walk in your front door. I won't do that. I am a realtor that shows a lot of houses with my buyer clients, and it infuriates me. It infuriates me when I see distorted photographs. I don't mind colors, saturation, all that kind of stuff. What I don't like is Photoshop, things removed from photos. And most importantly, what I do not like as a realtor is walking into a house and seeing wide-angle lenses used in a way that absolutely distorts the size of the room. I refuse to do that. It's not ethical. I don't think it's correct. And I let my sellers know right away. I've never had a client ever ask me to do anything unethical. But I want to state that right up front. It's imperative to me that when someone comes to see your house, they walk in the door, what they're seeing is accurately represented in what they saw in the photographs. I take pride in that. The other aspect of it is, in addition, I will film, edit, and produce a short 4-minute, maybe 6-minute video walkthrough of your home. And with your permission, I'll publish and promote the video on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and we'll even stretch it to YouTube and so forth. Now, to back up here. So what that means is what we'll do is we'll do a short video, and this is not a big production. We're not going to bring multiple cameras in. We're not. The idea, quite frankly, friends, is not to make a full-length movie here. We want, and I like to use the word hokey because, you know, hokey to me doesn't always have a negative connotation. I will take a clear and concise video of your property as if I'm walking through the house. Okay, nothing unusual. We're not going to use multiple cameras and do all this kind of commercial stuff. We just want to show it as if you're walking through the house and taking your time in each room and viewing the room in their entirety. And we just keep walking all the way through. You know, so we usually start at the front door and then we walk all the way through, and then we do the exterior at the end. And it really comes out great. Sometimes it's 2.5 minutes. Sometimes it's 6 or 7 minutes. I try not to go over 6 minutes. I mean, we're not trying to put a full-length production here, and we want to keep their attention. This video is not for somebody, let me be very clear about this. This video is not for someone who's just skimming properties. We want our photographs to catch them there. We want our photographs to be accurate, bright, colorful, but representative of reality. And we want our verbiage and how we write up our listing and all that to be right too. We want to catch them. And once they have interest, this is an additional opportunity for them to get a little walkthrough and a little taste of the property before they actually get there. These walkthrough videos to me are imperative. They're not costly. They're not. And they take a little time, but I believe so much in them. I think every realtor should do them. This is the year 2017. Video and home video, and we all know what we're doing. You know, we spend plenty of time taking photographs of our family and video of our family and our friends. We can do a video for our clients. I don't think it's too much to ask, and I really believe in walkthrough videos. I really do. The other aspect of the benefit of the video, again, is, you know, you have a lot of people who, and again, I believe these videos are appreciated by the public and the realtors a ton. And I don't think that, you know, we're ever going to hear the appreciation, but I know they are, because we all work in a very time-constrained society. You know, people are working long hours. You know, look at Frank. Frank works long. Frank's a great example. He works long hours, and he has other projects outside of Beaver County Radio. So if Frank was looking for a home, knowing that he has limited time to go with his realtor out there and see these homes, and he's sitting there at 10:30 at night with his wife on the couch, and they're skimming homes, and they see this and that video. So every other house they're looking at out of these 7, okay, look okay, but this one here, listed by this Eric McKenna realtor, it has a walkthrough video. So they spend 4 to 6 minutes walking through the house online. Now, friends, I don't mean like there's automated videos where there's like a bunch of photographs and they blow the photographs up or they minimize them and it looks like they're enlarged or small. That's not a video. This is an actual walkthrough video, scanning each room as we go through. That is a walkthrough video, not the other commercially done stuff that they pretend to be a video. All that is the same darn photographs that you looked at, you know, 2 minutes earlier, just blown up, you know, and making the pictures, the still pictures move, so to speak, if that makes any sense. That's a weak excuse for doing a walkthrough video. So again, I commit to my sellers accurate photographs with a lot of integrity. And I also commit to them to do this walkthrough video and package that all and promote all of that on social media as well, and paid for in advertisements on social media, paid for by me. It's a big part of my marketing. I'm very proud of it. I'm not the only realtor that does it. Heck no. I've learned from other great realtors. I mean, my practice is an amalgamation of everything I have learned, but I've taken a lot of different things and kind of created my own craft, and I'm very proud of that. So that is the Brothers Johnson, and time is flying here on the second hour of Your Personal Realtor. Matter of fact, it's almost halfway through. Woo, Frank. Time flies, buddy. Time flies. Living a dream. Thank you for including us on your Wednesday. I really mean that. We're here every Wednesday from 2 to 4 on Beaver County Radio. This is Your Personal Realtor with Eric McKenna, and I promise we'll be right back. Hello, friends. This is RE/MAX Advanced Realtor Eric McKenna with CallEric.com and host of Your Personal Realtor on 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA. I really hope you are enjoying today's show. Friends, did you know that I can be your personal realtor? That's right. If you're looking to list your home or buy a new home, call or text me today at 412-613-4466. That's 412-613-4466. Or send me an email at sold@calleric.com. That's sold@calleric.com. I just love it when listeners become clients. So why not contact me today and let me put my social media advertising to work for you. Together, we can reach your real estate goals. This is your personal realtor, Eric McKenna, with RE/MAX Advanced Realtors and calleric.com.
Choices, decisions, quality healthcare. These are important issues that really hit home. It's a good thing that Concordia Visiting Nurses is here to help. Home health care can help you or your loved one recuperate from an illness, manage a chronic disease, or recover from an injury or operation right in your own home. If you're in need of home health care, choose Concordia Visiting Nurses. Call toll-free at 1-866-869-8669.
Join us Saturday morning at 8:05 until 9:45 for the Saturday Sports Slam, bringing you the best in local sports talk.
We'll talk about the Pirates' chances in baseball's second half and what moves does Penguin General Manager Jim Rutherford still have to make.
The Saturday Sports Slam is brought to you by Rochester Manor and Villa and J&J Spratt Funeral Home in New Brighton. Join us at 8:05 Saturday morning for the Saturday Sports Slam.
Are you a racing fan? Whether you're a casual fan or a race junkie like me, or you just like to talk anything motorsports, Beaver County Radio has the perfect show, and it's just for you. I'm Frank Sparks. Join me every Saturday, right after the Saturday Sports Slam, for the lead lap from the pole position of your radio dial of 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA. Sure, we'll talk about the big boys, but our main focus is going to be just like Beaver County Radio, and we'll be talking local racing from the local tracks, drag strips, and arenas. So tune in this Saturday and every Saturday for the lead lap from the pole position of your radio dial, 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA. The lead lap is being brought to you in part by Bowling Machine, sponsors of the Bowling Hot Lap, the Pennsylvania Hot Rod Company, and of course, Beaver County Radio, 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA.
Okay, friends, we are back. You're listening to Your Personal Realtor with Eric McKenna on Beaver County Radio, 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA every Wednesday from 2 to 4 p.m. I'm honored and humbled to be here with you every week, friends. Thank you so much for including me in your Wednesday afternoon. Greatly appreciate it. We are here with Facebook Live. We're recording this with multiple cameras for our website at calleric.com. That's right, calleric.com. You can learn about my realtor practice there and why I want to be your personal realtor and how you can get in touch with me. But I'll tell you right now, the easiest way to reach me, anytime, 412-613-4466. 412-613-4466. Call or text me or send me an email at sold@calleric.com. The address is sold@calleric.com. And, of course, our website, calleric.com, sponsored this show. We're also sponsored by Gypsy Souls Photography. That's gypsysoulsphotography.com. Miss Dawn Morris at 412-337-8348. Big Bang Comics and Collectibles on Broad Street in Sewickley. 412-259-8742. Chris Moser Electric. That's right, Chris Moser Electric, 412-292-7455. And Frags Tags for all your notary, transfer, and title needs in Coriopolis. 412-264-3018. Two new sponsors today, Big Bang Comics and Collectibles and Chris Moser Electric. Very proud to have these wonderful people being part of your personal realtor. Very, very happy.
Name-wise, still my favorite's Frags Tags.
Frags Tags, I know.
And Gypsy Photos.
Yeah,
Both of them
Gypsy
are
Souls Photography.
Yeah, they're tied.
They're awesome. They're awesome. All right, friends, we've just gone through the commitments that I make to my home sellers. If you're going to hire me to sell your home, and it's a good decision, humbly, these are the things I commit to you right off the bat as your realtor. And I think these are things that you should demand out of any realtor that you work with. I commit privacy, honesty, communication. We've talked about these. We talked at great length about marketing and my Facebook and Instagram marketing and the things that I do at my cost. The marketing cost and the advertisement cost is at my cost. We talked just before the break about photographs and video, how important it is to have accurate and honest photographs of your property, not distorted or anything like that. This isn't a TV show. This isn't something that has to be, we're not looking to Photoshop or use filters or touch up things. That's not what it's about. It's about shooting at the right angles to make your home look wonderful as it is already. And of course, we talked about the walkthrough video, 4 to 6 minutes walkthrough video that I give as part of my marketing, all at my cost. Now, we're moving into open houses. So I commit open houses. Now, if we agree to hold an open house, and again, that's an if, because, I would encourage any home seller that's working with a great agent that you like, a great realtor that you like. And if your house has been on the market for 4 weeks or so, roughly around 4 weeks, I would encourage you to ask your realtor about an open house. Now, some realtors love to do open houses. I've ran across a few that don't like them. So I can't speak for every realtor. I personally find them to be very, very effective. Very effective. And conversely, if we'd agree, Mr. Home Seller, to hold an open house, I will pay for all the refreshments, promotional paperwork, and signs. Of course. Of course I will. I will also offer to conduct a 5-hour open house instead of the traditional 2. Now, Frank's eyebrows just went up. You know I do this, right? Did you know that I do the 5-hour?
No.
Okay.
I'm going to learn, though.
Yes, you are right now. But would you not agree that most open houses that you see are typically 11 to 1, 12 to 2, 1 to 3, 2 to 4? Typically. Sometimes you'll see a 3-hour once in a while.
Yeah.
Once in a while. My philosophy is this. If we're going to do an open house, we're going to invite the public to come in. If we're going to invite the public to come in and see your home, let's give them an opportunity to see the home. Friends, typically every Sunday in every neighborhood, in every demographic, there's multitudes of open houses. If we set an open house for 2 hours, we're not going to get all the people possible that are out looking at open houses. And we're certainly not making it easy for those who are not going to see any other open houses, but they're just going to come to see us. 5-hour window, a lot better than 2-hour window or 3-hour window. My experience has been, if we promote this open house correctly, which we do, those 5 hours will be productive. And we'll get people in the first hour, second, third, fourth, and fifth. We typically go 11 a.m. to 4. That's right, 11 a.m. to 4. Most of my open houses are staffed and hosted by me. I also enlist other agents that want to come and help. I pay for all that. It's all my expense. On occasion, if a season's busy and I happen to have 2 open houses that are happening at the same time, I will float between the 2. I'll come for the first half of one and the second half of the other. It just depends. So, doesn't mean that we're shut down for when I'm not there. I will have another agent there the whole time, but I will definitely appear at both of them myself. They're my listings, they're my open houses, and that's an absolute commitment that I make to the home seller, without question. So, again, open houses in general, whether they're phenomenal. To me, they're phenomenal. But again, they have their supporters and they have their naysayers. Now, what I hear sometimes, and I've heard this from many, many listing or home sellers that have invited me in to speak with them. Some of them don't believe in open houses. You know, they'll either never had it done correctly for them, or maybe if this is the first house they're selling, they've read things on the internet, they've read blogs, they've seen TV shows, or they just have talked to their friend Bill or their Aunt Judy or their Uncle Jim, and someone's telling them, hey, open houses are a waste of time, or open houses are only good for the agents, or just a bunch of other nonsense. And I mean, it's nonsense. If your agent holds a correct open house for you, not only is it wise, but it can be profitable. It can bring the buyer. I've had many, many, many open houses that resulted with a buyer walking in the door with their agent over and over and over. I had one objection one time where a gentleman said, Eric, I don't really think open houses are in my best interest. And I said, okay, Mr. Home Seller, let me know why. I'm not going to force one on you by any stretch of the imagination. I support them. I believe in them. I love when I do them. So tell me why you don't feel it's in your best interest. He said to me, no one comes to open houses. And usually if the ones that do come are all these young buyers, and you agents are there just to hound them and scoop them up and get your clients and obtain new clients. So I said, well, I guess that's a philosophy. That's a viewpoint. So I said to them, full disclosure, as I do with everything I tell you, Mr. Home Seller. Hypothetically, we hold an open house. Couple comes in by themselves. They do not have an agent. They look through the whole house. They ask pointed questions. We talk about it. I do my best to upsell the house, as I always do. One of two things is going to happen. One, they're really, really going to like the house. And they may indeed ask questions on how to put an offer in, or they want to lean toward that direction. If I sense that immediately, I will tell them, number one, I do not do dual agency, but I've got plenty of great agents in my office. If you come to the point where you want to put an offer in, or if you want to get an agent that will help you with this home, I have a great agent to refer to immediately. Sometimes when people come and look at an open house and they ask questions and they walk through and they don't have a realtor, they're not represented, and they make it very clear that they like certain aspects of the house, but this is just not the house for them. And they may have questions about real estate. If they enter in questions about real estate with me and they're not interested in that house, I will answer their questions. I will ask them typically if they have a realtor, and I will offer my services. It's not a hard sell. This is who I am. I'm Eric McKenna. I'm at calleric.com. I believe every home buyer should have buyer's agents. I said I would offer my services to you on any house except the one you're standing in. If I can be of help, let me know. That's pretty much the extent of it. Am I going to work with that customer if they call me back? Absolutely, I'm going to do that. Absolutely. Every buyer should have a great buyer's agent. I respect the work I do. I think I'm pretty good at it, and I'm going to ask them. Absolutely. It's not going to come to the detriment of your home, Mr. Home Seller, or your ability to sell this house. I've proven that time and time again. But at the same time, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to tell my home seller, hey, I'm not going to make an effort to get this buyer to use a buyer's agent, whether it's me or anyone else. They need a buyer's agent. They need a buyer's agent. So that's a philosophy. If the philosophy is as a home seller, while you're begrudging because you think the only one that benefits is agents, I can tell you point blank, my experience has been, in my observation of other agents, great agents who run open houses, my observation and my own personal experience has been that's simply not true. Homes sell because of open houses. Believe me, if they didn't, I know realtors. I am one. Believe me, if open houses didn't work, we wouldn't do them. It's just that simple. So I'm a firm advocate of open houses if needed. And without a doubt, that's just my philosophy. You over there, Frank? You still with me?
I'm here. I'm here.
All right, the last tenant we're going to get into here today. And how much time do I have, friend?
You want to take your break now, or
we'll take it now. We'll come back to talk about compensation. Compensation. That's right. What I charge, and I hate the word charge, but the investment my home seller makes with me and RE/MAX Advance to get this house sold. And you're listening to Your Personal Realtor on Beaver County Radio. And we'll be right back.
When you're a kid,
Idlewild is a place full of adventure. There are rides that are just your size, treats to tickle your taste buds, and special friends like Daniel Tiger to touch your heart. When you're a grown-up, Idlewild is every bit as magical, every bit as memorable, every bit as fun. Idlewild and Soak Zone, because you love to see them smile. Save up to $19 on select days when you buy online at idlewild.com.
Tune in for Frontiers in Learning, this and every Saturday at noon, presented by Lincoln Learning Solutions. Join host Chris Shovlin for a detailed look at the current state of education and opportunities right here in Beaver County. Don't miss Frontiers in Learning, the weekly half-hour radio show where you might just learn something. Saturdays at noon, right here on Beaver County Radio, 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA.
For the need-to-know info on Beaver County entertainment, join Scott Tatey, entertainment editor for the Beaver County Times, and Frank Sparks every Thursday from 11:30 to noon for the new Notes on Entertainment show. Brought to you by Woolly Bullies in New Brighton, Notes on Entertainment is your source for the latest on local talent in the Beaver County area. So join Scott Tatey and Frank Sparks every Thursday from 11:30 to noon as they discuss the next big acts coming to your area on WBVP and WMBA.
Hi, this is Larry Ferrario, host of Natural Health. Join me every Wednesday afternoon at 4 o'clock for an hour of the most current information on getting and staying well in a non-toxic, non-invasive, sustainable way. We'll give you details on the best organic foods, vitamin and herbal supplements, fitness activities, and a verse or two from God's Word that will help strengthen your body, mind, and spirit. That's Natural Health with me, Larry Ferrario, Wednesdays from 4 to 5 p.m. right here on 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA.
Be sure and follow the Pirates all season long and do your part to root them on by listening to the exciting game action on Beaver County Radio. Local coverage is presented in part by Town Square Restaurant, Suman Automotive, Roberts Roadside Inn, Falcone's Moon Township Family of Dealerships, Medicine Stop Pharmacy, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, Center Exit Tire, St. Barnabas Beaver Meadows, Dogs on the Run in East Palestine, Beaver County Children and Youth Services, Friendly Federal Credit Union, and Beaver County Radio, WBVP and WMBA.
WBVP, WMBA.
Okay, friends, we're back. You're listening to Your Personal Realtor with Eric McKenna on Beaver County Radio, here every Wednesday from 2 to 4. And we've been talking about the commitments that I make to my listing. Excuse me, it's been a long day, Frank. The commitments that I make to my home sellers when I go in, I'm invited in to talk to them about listing their home. And these are tenants, and these are things, and line items and bullet points that I believe all realtors should commit to a home seller. And again, I hang my hat on them because I've thought about them in great detail. The advertising, the marketing, the privacy, the honesty, the level of communication, the marketing, again, the marketing. I'm a marketer. That's what I do. It's in me. The marketing we do on Facebook and Instagram and videos and all that stuff to get more eyeballs on your property. I believe in it so much. And that coincides with the quality of our photographs and the walkthrough video, my belief in open houses and how that can help you. Two quick things we're going to end up here with is compensation and negotiations. We'll do negotiations first. Basically, I say this. I will represent you with your interests at the forefront at all times. Again, I'll represent you, Mr. Home Seller, and have your interests at the forefront at all times. I will not ever act as a dual agent. If through my marketing of your home, I locate a buyer who wishes to submit an offer on your home, I will have the said buyer work exclusively with another RE/MAX agent. I will not take that buyer. I will not do dual agency. Again, I will not represent any other party in our transaction other than you, Mr. Seller. We spent a great deal of time talking about that. We've said all we need to say. I don't believe in dual agency. I don't do it. I will only represent the home seller. You have my full undivided attention. Moving to compensation. This is the big one. Everybody wants to talk about compensation. Here it is. I will only earn a commission for the sale of your home by my broker, RE/MAX Advanced, meaning the broker, my broker, RE/MAX Advanced, will receive the commission of the sale of your home, and then they will pay me based upon my contract with them. That's the only place money will flow to me in our dealing. That's it. I'll be paid a portion, and to extrapolate how I'm paid, I'll be paid a portion of the commission percentage that RE/MAX gets from your closing. So typically commissions are about 5.5% to 7%, depending on how expensive the home is, or the particulars of the home and how much it costs to market the home. When RE/MAX gets their half of that percentage, let's say it's 2.5%, I will then get a percentage of that from RE/MAX based upon my contract with them, my private contract. That's how I'm paid. You will not pay, my commitment to you, Mr. Seller, also is at closing, you will not pay any commission on seller assist. Meaning if the buyer, puts an offer of $200,000 for your house, but they want you to give them $12,000 in seller assist, as far as I'm concerned, when we calculate your commission, we sold the house at $188, not $200. You won't pay commission on money that you have never received. The only other charge to you at closing is the RE/MAX $295 administration fee, or the broker's fee. And our broker's fee happens to be among the lowest in the industry, and I sincerely tell you that. I've seen them as high as $500 or $700. Ours is a flat fee of $295, not my commission, not my money. It goes straight to RE/MAX. Flat $295 at closing. Again, as I close this out, there are no hidden fees, commission, or charges. None. Again, Mr. Home Seller, outside of the commission you pay to RE/MAX and the $295 broker's fee at closing, there are no hidden fees, commission, or charges, period. All the marketing that goes into your house, you'll never get a bill for. I'll never come to you and say, well, the advertisements were kind of expensive this month, Bill, or that extra sign you wanted in the back of your property to hit both roads, that's going to cost me. No, nonsense. There are no hidden fees, commissions, or charges. Furthermore, and very important, and I'm going to close it down before we talk baseball. Frank knows this one's coming. Furthermore, I, Mr. Home Seller, Eric McKenna, your personal realtor, I do not in any way receive any financial income from any real estate-related vendor, including mortgage companies, home inspectors, contractors, surveyists, nothing. I am only paid, my only income source from our transaction, my only income source for being your realtor is my portion of the commission that my broker gets paid at closing that they pay me. My negotiated contract with my broker on what they receive, their portion, and what they pay me is strictly out of that. That's it. There's no ancillary monies coming at all. No hidden fees, commission, charges, nonsense. So there you go. That's my commitment that I make to my home sellers. And these are tenets that I believe every great realtor should make to every home seller when they go to interview and talk to a home seller about listing their home. I hope this is helpful to you. If you want me to become your personal realtor, I'm one phone call away. 412-613-4466. Again, it's 412-613-4466. And indeed, I can be your personal realtor. Love to do so. Whew. Thank you so much for hanging in with us here. This has been a very, very great show. Personally, for me, it's probably one of my best. I had Mark Peterson, station manager, Grand Poobah, on here. I've had the assistance of Mr. Beaver County Radio himself, Frank Sparks, behind the big board, assisting me in ways that I cannot, and I've got to get this show done, and without Frank, I just can't do it. Every week in, week out, my adopted co-host and dynamic producer is here, and I appreciate that, buddy. I really do.
You're welcome.
I really do. Now,
hey, as long as you don't want to do the board, I can.
No, I'm not going to do the board.
Well, at least I know I got a job.
For as long as this show continues to go,
I got a job.
You're on board, my man. Okay, so as we do every week, we're going to talk a little baseball. Frank, so
right.
how's that typically work?
We got about 4 minutes.
Okay, so you didn't mention my hat here, buddy. How about this sporting hat I have, right?
That's one I haven't seen in a while.
Now, I picked up this running hat. This is one of those Nike dry fit running hats.
Yeah.
Happened to be an A's version. And my son's like, Dad, you got to get that. So, of course, I got it. But anyways, moving into baseball, as you know, the Pirates are, in an interesting position here. They're two up on the Cubs on this series, 2 games to go. Is that correct?
You mean on the Brewers?
I'm sorry, the Brewers.
You're a baseball guy.
Freudian slip there.
You're a baseball guy, so we'll forgive you.
Okay, so they've got 2 out of the 4 taken. Now, that puts us approximately 6 back still?
5.
Or 5 back. Okay, so now we are in striking distance.
Correct.
Okay, we've still not made a move. Marte is now back.
Yes.
There's talk of Harrison. There's talk of McCutcheon. There's talk of Cole. I hear there's talk of Cervelli. You hear all these things, okay? But the Pirates have sat still. They've sat on their hands at this point. Do you think they're going to continue to sit on their hands and take a run at it with their existing talent?
As of what's going on to this point with the homestand, and as I said before, the key was this homestand. Now, it's not done yet. They need to get through these 2 games and then see what they do in Colorado.
Okay.
If the Pirates continue to win and be one of the hottest teams in baseball, you would think, oh, yeah, they're the hottest team, 9 of 11. That's not true.
Cubs are, I think, right?
No. The Dodgers.
Dodgers, well, yeah.
Dodgers have won 11 of 12.
They're walking their way to the World Series. Not to win it. They're walking their way to the World Series.
Just remember, 9 times out of 10,
I know.
the team with the best record doesn't win at all.
I know. What's that?
The team that made the moves.
The 2014 Oakland A's. You reminded me about that?
Yeah, well, the team that's making the best moves, I think, right now at this point in time actually happens to be the New York Yankees.
Yes, I agree.
That was a major acquisition yesterday with Todd Frazier.
Yes.
They unloaded Tyler Clifford. Thank God he's finally, but I mean, he's a White Sox now. Obviously, the seller at this point in time. So if you wanted Quintana to come to Pittsburgh, that's not happening because he's now a Cub. And obviously so far the sellers are the White Sox, and the Yankees, the Cubs, and the Diamondbacks are the buyers so far.
Wow. Oakland, Sonny Gray supposedly in Oakland is available. And Yonder Alonso, their MVP and their all-star, is apparently available too, first baseman. He's having a hell of a year.
I will promise you, no matter what happens, Francisco Cervelli is going nowhere because nobody wants to pay that contract.
I'm aware, yeah, and we know that he should be knocking all the time that he is getting, and that kid should be up. Diaz definitely should be up. I mean,
even if you got rid of, and I don't mean, because Chris Stewart's been great, he's been serviceable. Even if you DFA'd Chris Stewart and brought Diaz up as a backup and let him play every 2 or 3 days, as well as back Cervelli up, that would be and then let him start the year. Well,
Where is he?
He's in AAA, so he can play.
He's not here. Right. Here's my last minute prediction. As much as it's going to break my heart, two really. My favorite player, Mr. Sonny Gray from Oakland, is going to go to Cleveland. That's where I predict he's going to end up. The outside chance might be the Pirates. Could be the Pirates. They might want another experienced arm in there, a starting arm. They could do it.
Well, I see the Pirates making a move only if they continue to play ball like they're playing.
Will it be a pitching move?
I do see a pitching move.
That's what I see too. That's what I see too.
But only, and I don't necessarily think it'll be a starter though.
You don't think?
I'm thinking bullpen help. Tony Watson's nothing but horrible at this point.
Sadly, yes.
Their middle relief has been horrible. The back end with Nicasio and Rivera are dynamite. They need middle relief help, and that's the move I see them making. They're, in my opinion, their starting pitching's been great over the last 2 or 3 weeks. I mean, you're going to get rocky starts out of Cool, out of Williams, and out of Tyon. But Nova has been consistent. I mean, he's been your top dog.
No, I agree. All right, friends. Thank you so much as usual. This has been a tremendous show, and thank you for spending your Wednesday with us. It's been nothing short of phenomenal. Please, let me this right, Frank. I always butcher this ending. You've been listening to Your Personal Realtor with Eric McKenna and Frank Sparks on 1230 WBVP in Beaver Falls and Chippewa, and 1460 WMBA in Ambridge and Coriopolis.
You got it.
In a few moments, stay tuned for Town Hall News, but coming up right now is a quick message from yours truly. Stay tuned for that, and again, we'll see you again next week.